Hey everyone, and welcome to Rezocast episode 143. 143, that's crazy. This is Lego, and I've got with me Hove and Wilson, and our special guest this week from the Destiny community and Twitter and Twitch community. We've got DanDrumStone. Welcome back to the show. Second time guest, right?
Yeah, hi guys. I'm really excited to be back. I've been looking forward to it all week.
Me too. I ask Lego like almost every week if we can have you on, Dan, and he always says no. I don't like being the second best drummer, so don't bring him on.
No way.
That's what happens.
I do agree with the second part of what you said, but I don't agree with the first part. I would have Dan on all the time. I love you, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate you taking the time to be here.
Yeah, and it's awesome to be here with Wilson now because Wilson wasn't here last time, so it's like I'm super excited just to hang out and talk with him too.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Just want to throw that out there.
I will say we are unfortunately missing Mana this week. If any of you guys follow him on Twitter, there was some flooding issues, and it was kind of like New Orleans. He's fine. Like his house just got a little bit in the basement, but it was kind of like New Orleans when the levees broke. There was a lake next to his house, and then a road, and then like a valley. And so the lake busted out the entire road in this like area, and it just flooded the entire place. So he's on like an island with no roads to get to it. So he had to be like rescued out of there and is staying at relatives' house till he can get back. Originally they told him 2 weeks. Now they're saying 2 months up to 90 days.
Oh,
2 months.
They have to like rebuild. Like there's no land. He's like on an island.
Yeah, so, if you haven't seen it, if you haven't been on Twitter to look at Mana's pictures, it's worth check because it looks like a end of the world sort of thing. The way the water just took out his road, and there's just it's just missing. It's just gone. It looks crazy. Yeah. So keep Mana in your thoughts and your prayers. I mean, he's doing okay. All his stuff's fine, like Hove said, but it just the situation sucks though. So
that sounds like a survival game or something.
Yeah. Dude, he was live tweeting all of it, and it seemed like it.
Dude, the Illinois River this year got like so high up that like both ends of our road flooded, and we had to park like way across like the railroad tracks and like across like this busy highway and shit. It was really bad. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Flooding sucks, dude. Water super powerful.
The best part was they like came and like took people out on like big ATVs and like boats and stuff, and there was some lady who apparently wasn't happy about it, like somewhere in the woods, and she was like shooting like at people going by. Not like close up, like no one got shot. She was just like in the woods like shooting, like get the fuck out of here. And man, I was like, I don't know what's happening.
That is a video game. That is
right?
It is. Oh man, that's good. Well, we know how Mana's week has been going, but Dan, let's start with you, man. How's your week been? What have you been up to this week? Gaming.
My week's been really good. I was telling Hove, I've kind of been a bachelor this month since GuardianCon. Really, my wife went down with GuardianCon, but we dropped the kids off at the in-laws in North Carolina, and then she stayed down there with them for pretty much the whole month, like visiting and stuff. So they just came back today. So I've been like watching Sopranos and drumming and like playing with the dog. Like it's been a pretty chill week. So
nice.
I'm glad to have him back though. I missed him a ton.
Yeah. It is always nice to have like your own like space for a little bit, and then it like when your family comes back, it's like extra like, oh, my people are back, you know. Like me and Bethany have had a lot of that recently, because previously I was the one who would be gone with drumming stuff, and then since that died down, now I'm like always here, and she's like, when are you like leaving the house again for a little bit, you know? So yeah, I know it's great to have some time like that. So hope you enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get a lot of things done, you know. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I still like didn't get anything done, you know. It's just we're busier than we think sometimes, you know.
It happens. Yeah, man. For me, my week has been filled. So last time I was on, you know, I think was the first week I got Unbroken, I think. Yeah. And so that was like super crazy. But since then, I kind of like made an effort the past like 2 weeks to just help everyone on comp and like in competitive that I possibly can. And so gotten probably Like, if you're counting like the people who I didn't make the run all the way to their Recluse and Fabled and everything, I've probably got 10 people now.
Oh, wow.
Probably 7 that I've been in the tower with them when they got it, and about 10 probably that finished the run without me, kind of thing. So that's been really fun and really rewarding. I feel like I've had a lot of feedback on people saying like I was scared to jump into competitive, or like scared to play this playlist, or like anxious about it even. And then they finally like jump in and they're like, oh, this isn't that bad, you know, like, because it's kind of the beginning levels of it. And they kind of like, I just kind of, if they've never played it before, just kind of be like, okay, this map, we should do these things. And they just kind of get the hang of it and just go. And it's been awesome. It's been really fun meeting and playing with people from the community. There's been a few people who listen to podcasts and are like, dude, I'd love some help doing this, you know, sometime. And so it's been really fun just hanging out with the community, even though there is a sad portion of that, which is that I haven't been playing with Hove and all of my normal PSN friends
keeping
as
up
much.
With his Rezocast responsibilities.
That too, actually. But the other night we were playing with like Spiffy and Marcus and everyone, some Iron Banner, and ended up having to like cut back early because I told somebody else I'd help them in comp. But hopefully I'll find that balance in there somewhere, because I love helping out people in the community. It's been really fun doing that for a bit.
It is a lot of fun. I got to play with Kami, KB Ninja, and Merc. That was a lot of fun. We went on a nice little like 600, 700 point little session or whatever. So yeah, it was good. A lot of fun. But other than that, you're talking about you're making it a point to help people. I'm making it a point to help myself. I've pretty much had my PlayStation on for about like 5 days straight now in the Forge.
Oh, you've been doing the
I got booted today because of the fucking update. I come home and I'm like, whatever, dude. My PlayStation needed the rest. Like, it's been on for many, many days. So
do you have like materials like overflowing in the Postmaster for you?
I mean, I don't want to brag, you know, but like, you know.
Are you trying to take DMG up on the challenge of having like so many materials that they're gonna send you a free copy of Shadowkeep? Did y'all see that on Twitter?
Somebody's gonna get it.
Yeah, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, there's some like he tweeted out like whoever has it was like 100,000 Baron Bow. Like whoever has this much of it can get a free copy of Shadowkeep. And I think it's actually somebody tweeted it's impossible to hold that much because it caps out at like 999,000 or something.
It's like like the stacks of materials right now, they're popping up at 999, like old school Legend of Zelda wallet maxed out,
which probably means your total probably maxes out at 999.99.
Exactly, I think.
yeah, repeating of course. But yeah, I'm stacking them up. I'm gonna go see Devrim sometime before Tuesday, maybe Spider. I don't know like what the exchange rate's gonna be like versus Spider. I have enough like Masterwork cores. I'm good. Like I don't really need a lot of those, but I want to go into Shadowkeep with like bare minimum like 5,000 legendary shards is what I want.
Nice.
So I've been doing that, but I'm fucking pumped for Tuesday. I don't even know, dude. Like,
or what did you start at? Like, did you not have any?
I can look at Dim. I think I have like anywhere between like 15 and 20,000 Dusklight shards right now.
Jesus. Quickly, Atlas said in chat that Cosmo said if they can't get the amount he initially said, he'll accept the highest possible in game.
Wow.
There you go,
folks. Cool that they're doing that, like fun stuff like that. I think that's
really cool.
It's almost like they're not under Activision anymore. Weird.
If you like devoting like way more time to getting something for free than if you just actually went out and bought it, this is for you. You could do it. I'm not gonna fucking do it.
I feel like now, you know, you always hear the joke like they got divorced from Activision or whatever. But I feel like we got like our friend back. You know, like you have that friend that gets that like girlfriend, and you're like. Like, oh, I can't go out, guys. Sorry. But now they're like being all fun, and they're like, yeah, let's hang out. Yeah, let's go.
That's actually
let's go have some beers.
That is really good.
Let's go have some beers. Let's go to the bar.
Yeah, they're in like they're excited again. I don't know. It's like we have our old buddy back in a weird way. I don't know.
It's cool. They're being very forthcoming about a lot of stuff, and I absolutely love it. I cannot wait for Shadowkeep, but more importantly, I can't wait till next Tuesday. Finally, I can actually play instead of have my dude in the forge because I'm excited. I say I'm probably doing all this for nothing, but like realistically, I'm not doing anything. So, because they said you're gonna be able to get like a lot of materials and things from this upcoming event. So,
Solstice,
yeah. So, I mean, it's not really gonna be for nothing because like I've been at work and farming, so that's great. But yeah, what's your week been like, Hove?
I've been playing some games. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. I've been still trying to. I keep getting to like I want to get to Diamond in comp, and every season I get to like 2978 is what I got to, and then I lose like 1 million games in a row because everyone hates me.
Is that in your head though, going into that game at all?
Not really. I even like this season specifically. Yeah. I mean, we used to play a lot. Like I'll flex pretty well. I'll play whatever. But now, like I just immediately pick Moira because I know like I will kill it as Moira. Like there's no, well, what if other people pick so and so? Like I just go in and kill it. So I'm like I'm gonna do whatever, and we just stupid shit. Like having a Mercy who just throws and just jumps off the map the whole time. Yeah, that was cool. And then when we did it without, like, we still did it. We still held them. So she changed to May and just blocked off the choke point every time, so we couldn't get in. So yeah, that was fun.
Fucking trolls, dude. I'm so glad it's like the only way you can like really troll your teammate is like maybe like shoulder charge them or like push them around a little bit or maybe like steal power ammo. Like, because Spiffy was working on his mountaintop. And I was like, bro, I got you. You just have to be that guy. Like, you have to camp power. You have to be the guy in the lobby that everybody is pissed off at. And I was like, and I can help you do that. like, so I was like, I'm going to help you do that. Like, dude, people were running up on power, dude, and I was come flying in and just woo with the shoulder charge and knocking them off so he could come run in. If you matched me and I did that, it was for a good cause, all right? It was very selfless. But like, dude, we were killing it, dude, on getting power ammo like the whole time. And I was like, see, dude, you just gotta be that guy. And like, let me like, or if I was on my hunter, I would just run and slide and push him out of the way. And then I'd like go tether a group of people and like he'd pump out colonies so they couldn't like jump around and stuff. So it's good to work as a team. Like not both of you have to be working on mountaintop. Just help a friend out and then they'll help you out. So
did he get really close to finishing it, or is he on his way, or how's that going?
He is dangerously close to finishing it. At this point, it's just sheer laziness that he's not doing it. So,
it's a tough grind, honestly. But it's such a good PvE weapon, that launcher.
It's fun at PvP too, man. Just poof, dead. Yeah, it's great.
She said.
So Hope, I wanted to ask you a question. With you were talking about, going for that other grind with Overwatch. Have you? I already know the answer. I just want to hear your response. Are you playing any Iron Banner this week at all?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Iron Banner.
Really?
No, I haven't. Not that I won't. Like, I'm high enough light this time or power, whatever it's called. I just haven't yet. I've played some quick play. I've played some Destiny. I just haven't played Iron Banner yet.
Well, I just wasn't sure if it was the power level or if it was just Iron Banner, because last time we talked, I got the impression that you just disliked Iron Banner, and I wasn't sure if
I
it was that.
I don't have any, just because of the way I play the game. Like, I'm not gonna collect the armor unless one of the guns is really good, better than what I have. I don't care. So like, Iron Banner versus regular PvP, the rewards for me aren't what make me want to play it. There's nothing that I care to get. At least enough to take me in. Right.
There hasn't been a weapon besides the grenade launcher that people have been like going after. Has there?
No, but there is the enhanced armor this time. So this time you can get enhanced hand cannon reloader, which if people don't play raids and they just play Crucible, this is a chance to get that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Here's another reason.
Let me break it to you. That ain't dropping.
Isn't this stuff? I mean, isn't the Iron Banner armor from this time going to be useless come September?
I mean, it won't
come
be
Tuesday. Come Tuesday.
Wow. No.
Wilson, don't we get we get like the preview to that armor?
No, that'll come. It unlocks it.
If you get it all the way up to legendary, it will then be armor 2.0 when September comes.
That's so basically,
get you.
Dude, that armor set. I know we'll talk about it, but I just want to say that shit is dope.
I know. I think so too.
But today I went to Buffalo Wild Wings for lunch with a couple coworkers, and do you know what I found out? Listen, first of all, Buffalo Wild Wings now has one of the best cheeseburgers in the industry. Go there, order it. I know you think I'm insane.
Just a cheeseburger, or is it like a special named one or something?
They call it like the All-American Cheeseburger, but now if you order any of their burgers, it's no longer the like frozen, very clearly shaped, like formed Pocky Puck. It's fresh, like crumbly meat because it's actually a fresh patty.
You need like 4 toothpicks in it to keep it together.
It's one of the best burgers. It reminds me a lot of Shake Shack, actually.
Wow.
Maybe I'll grab some tomorrow and surprise Sam for her birthday because it's her birthday tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday, Sam!
Happy birthday, Sam!
Actually, tomorrow should be the one day we don't say happy birthday to Sam because it's her birthday every other day.
No, like every other day other than her birthday.
But quickly, so I was, they have the trivia game up, and did you know? And this is a true story, Wilson. I'm telling you specifically, it's a true story.
Well, because like I'm a skeptic or something.
You'll see why. Just shut your stupid.
I'm just kidding. I'm already suspect. All right. Go ahead.
One of the questions was which of these animals is only found in, or is not only found in Australia. And I forget what the right answer was, but one of the ones that I didn't know was only in Australia is a platypus. Did you know they're only in Australia?
No.
Yeah. I didn't
what
know.
kind of platypus? What kind?
Kangaroos get all the
platypus.
I can't do it.
You know what I'm trying to get him to say duckbill platypus with a lisp.
I only know this because
so your mind instantly went into the gutter. Okay,
no.
Never mind. No, forget about it. Cool, bro.
What, Dan?
I only know that because of my kids. They watch like all those animal shows.
Yeah.
This is the platypus here in Australia. That's my terrible.
That's like kids are so smart, man. They're like minds are just absorbing all this information, and they like. It's really cool when you react like, "Hey, that's holy shit!" You know?
Some of like the kid shows now are like. I was learning that stuff in like 9th grade. I'm like, wow, this is like on Sesame Street. They're like, so physics, huh?
Yeah, right. E does
the Cookie Monster. Where's he at?
As Bernie explained, E does equal MC squared.
It's crazy.
But I guess that's about it for my week. I don't think anything else exciting's happened.
Oh.
No, that's it. I bought another flight down to Florida for September, so you're gonna have to miss me for an episode come September.
Oh,
dude, my parents are going on vacation in September again, and once again since Taken King, anytime a Destiny has like a big expansion release, I'm gonna be out of my parents' house, out of my element. I'm gonna have to so last year, I mean they still have them around. It's a blind dog. And I show up and just start rearranging shit for like the gaming room and stuff. I didn't know, bro. You didn't
know he was blind.
No, listen. I didn't think things through. All right, I didn't. So I rearranged stuff for the setup, right? For like the PC, the TV. It was awful. Okay, it took so much time to reset everything up. But then I was like, "Where's the dog?" And I get up and look around, and I've got this shit set up very haggardly. There's cords everywhere. And at some point in time, he kind of got tangled up in the cords and just gave up and was like, someone will come for me.
No.
At some point in time. It's like this little tiny Cocker Spaniel, dude. Somebody abandoned him out of the park, dude. And my parents found it out in the middle of freaking nowhere, this blind dog. Poor guy. So they took him in. It's a cool, happy story, dude. He spoiled his shit. And so I was like, okay, maybe I should move stuff back. So I moved everything back and took a little bit more time setting everything up. Sorry, random story, but every time there's a big expansion release in Destiny, I'm always out of town at my folks' place with my haggard setup.
So, very last thing before we get into talking to Dan specifically, I just want to say, Lego, I'm sorry. I just went to the Rezocast Twitter to get the questions for Dan, and I realized that apparently earlier I must have deleted a different tweet by accident, so I just now deleted that tweet that you asked me to delete earlier today.
It's been up the whole time.
Exposed.
I swear I just did it.
You can check the Wayback Machine.
It's gone now.
Hove just had a very sometimes, you know, you tweet something out and Twitter just decides to crop it in just the wrong way. That's all I have to say about that.
And yes, dude, that crop, well said. It was Twitter really messed you up on that one, bud.
I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Also, sometimes you make a tweet and you think it's a good idea.
It still was a good idea.
All I'm saying is if my mom saw that tweet, she'd probably take my phone from me.
Oh, yeah, man. Rezocast is no longer family friendly after that, dude. We're now rated M for mature.
Man, it was good. If you want to know what we're talking about, just listen to what was it? It was towards the end of last week's episode, right? That you were telling that story.
Yeah, probably.
It's a really good story, though. You should go check it out. It was awesome.
Man, I just said in chat, I was shook by the thumbnail. I thought our account was hacked at first. Not gonna lie.
I was kind of shook, too. I was like, what is this? Oh.
Bro. I know. I said the same thing. I said, that thing is for real, dude. That was like deep fake real.
Like, oh, my gosh. Well... anyway,
poor Hove.
before we even get to Dan stuff, because I really want to talk to Dan, but I kind of want to make that announcement first before we I kind of don't want to hold off to the end of the episode, because you know sometimes things get caught up at the end of the episodes. And
so are you saying it's more important than Dan? Because
no,
I'm
excited too. I don't know it either. I was curious about that.
Okay, so we hinted at it. Hove talked a lot about it last week. We'll just kind of reiterate it here, but we kind of wanted to build a place that, you know, people could come hang out at, and we wanted to do more community nights. Hove talked about that last week where we all played together. Wanted to talk about, just a way for us to chat throughout the week instead of just in chat or in Twitter or on YouTube comments. And so we created a Rezocast Discord for everyone to hang out in, which, you know, maybe we should have done a long time ago. But it's
to be fair, we created it months and months ago.
We did. We just finally had the push to be like, okay, we really need to have a place to hang
ready and channels ready.
Exactly. And we had our bud Marcus, Mr. Tomfoolery, help us out in getting it set up. But now, if you type I can't even talk. Exclamation point. Cast in Twitch chat, you will get the link to the Discord and you can join it. We'll also tweet about it, of course. If you're listening to the episode, it'll be in the show notes.
Maybe put it in our Twitter profile or in the description. It'll if you know any of the places to find us, it'll be visible to you somewhere. But Marcus did a really good job setting it up. I know, you know, Lego did a lot of just the channels and stuff. You picked those, but it's now set up so that it'll say when we go live. It'll put out an announcement when you post the episode, right, on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's obviously, I'll give you just a rundown, an announcements channel and a general text channel. Then there's 2 channels specifically for podcast, for Rezocast. One is just general discussion, and one is specifically questions for us and the guests for each week. There's 4 LFGs, PS4, PC, Xbox, and competitive help, which apparently is just Lego's own channel. There's a Marvel spoilers, a Destiny spoilers, and then some voice channels. Destiny, Pubg, a waiting room, and 7 in Hove Heaven, which is locked, which I didn't make, and it scares me.
I don't know what that is.
You honestly made it. But no, it's really cool. So it'll let you know when we go live. If you don't already know, it'll let you post questions anytime you want. If the tweet isn't out, or if you don't see it, or if you think of something 2 days before I post it. I mean, it'll let you know when the episode goes up if you missed the live one. That's really cool. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. So shout out to Marcus.
Yeah, for real.
That's how it's really cool that you guys are doing stuff like this, because that a Discord, a community like that. That's how I got into all this stuff, and
that's really cool.
Just saying, oh, I'll join a Discord or a Discord, but it was Slack back then. The old CR Slack, and I was like, I'll talk. I want to talk to people that know about Destiny. I didn't even do Twitter really back then, and just in places that people can go just to get together, that have similar interests. It's so cool.
Yeah, totally agree, man. And it's so funny because we've had this podcast going for so long that we started developing that community just through Twitter and through people listening to the episodes. And it's like, man, we really need a place to actually have conversations, actually hook up and play PS4 together, play, these games together that we're always talking about. Or even, we play a lot of games other than Destiny, like PUBG and Apex, and to get a chance to play with everybody here would be really fun. And so, yeah, that's
or
why
just to bullshit and talk about whatever Marvel stuff. I mean, Dan, are you a big Marvel fan at all? Do you like the MCU movies? Because there's some. Go ahead.
I do really. I love all of them. I'm actually a DC guy at heart.
Like I understand. No.
I had a Batman themed wedding. That's how kind of dork I am. My wife let it. Cool. It was pretty neat. She's a Marvel fan. She likes like Rogue. That's an X-Men. That's her thing. But yeah. I love all that stuff.
I do want to rub it in to Lego and Wilson, since you guys did not come down to GuardianCon. I got to meet Dan's wife, and she is very nice, and you missed out.
Oh, I did, man. Yeah, and you got to see Dan again at all.
Yeah, there were hugs.
Yeah, she's way cooler than me. Like, I married up like times 1,000. So,
well, since you already started us down the path of talking about yourself and how you got into things, Dan, I want to continue on to that. But to finish up on the Discord, if you want, jump in. If you're listening to the podcast on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, go ahead and check out on Twitter or in the show notes.
We already had,
and there's already tons of people joining now.
7 people since we announced it 3 months ago.
I saw that. So all chat's already jumping in on it. Good to see all y'all in there. Dan, jumping into like your community stuff, just real quick, like give us a rundown on like who you are in the community. Like we kind of announce you as like this drummer, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I came into. I'm a drummer by profession, I guess, for the last like 16 years. But I came into anything related to online, in the internet world, because of Destiny, because of the game. Back in the beginning, D1, that sort of stuff. I started playing. I got a PS4 to play Don't Hate Me, Hove. But I convinced my wife, we were at Trader Joe's. There was a Best Buy right next to it. I'm like, I'm just going to go over there and look at stuff. She comes over. I had a PS4. And I was I'm only buying it because the new Batman game's coming out. Remember, like Arkham, whatever. Like it was nice. But that got delayed. So I'm like, well, I have this PS4, and the game that came with it was terrible. I don't even remember what it was. So I bought Destiny just like, I'll try this. And I fell in love with it. Yeah, just started playing and found the Crucible Radio Slack way back in the day, and then just met a bunch of friends and just played every night while she would grade papers. My wife's a teacher. And so I just had this fun little like go away place, that I could just go to every night and hang out and play.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
Good gosh.
Yeah. But then I found Twitch because of Destiny 2, and then I started streaming drumming on Twitch. At first it was just for all my Destiny friends, like pretty much everybody came into the chat. I gotta remember to move my mouse, my display goes away. In the beginning I streamed on Twitch just to friends that I played Destiny with, and then I fell in love with that, and it just kind of took off from there. But Destiny is kind of I don't know, I'm like this closet, like I watch pretty much everything that I watch on Twitch is mostly Destiny streams and music stuff. But I don't know, I fell in love, and then GuardianCon happened the year that I first met you guys, Lego and Hove, for the first time. That was GuardianCon, the third one in theory.
Yeah,
counting the bar meetup.
Yeah. And then that was like, I just fell in love with it even more. And I was streaming at that time, but I don't know, I just kind of fell in love with the people in the chats, the different communities, and like following people on Twitter that you know, it was funny. A lot of Resolute people like I met this year at GuardianCon, and I'm like, I already follow you. You're really cool. You know, like no one knows really who I am in the Destiny community. Maybe a couple people do, but
I think more than you.
I think enough. Yeah.
I was gonna say that first year that we all met, you were officially like you performed on the stage at GuardianCon,
right?
Yeah, it was really fun. That was an honor. Yeah, we did Bones and Daddy Fastnaps, and Duba recorded. He wasn't able to attend, but we did like I don't know, like Destiny and has always been just like my fun little kind of getaway thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I remember recording that, just trying to explain to my wife what it was. I'm like, so it's a rap about like a video game. He's like, okay, because I'm like, I gotta go to, you know, because my old studio, with what I do for a living, I record drum parts for people through the internet. You know, I had a recording studio in LA that wasn't at my house, so I would always have to go and, you know, that sort of thing. So I'm like, I'm gonna stay at the studio till like 2 tonight. I'm gonna work on this song. She's like, the nerd song, and I'm like, yeah.
The nerd song.
Yeah, but she's awesome. Like, she's like the best. But trying to explain to her what it was, she was like, okay, it's. But it turned out it was really fun. But then we performed at that GuardianCon, and I just been don't get to play as much as I want to. I switched to PC last summer, and you know, I just feel like I'm playing catch up, you know, and just we moved and being busy. So like Wilson's, I'm like so resource poor. Like I'm like everyone, like I would do a raid and they're like, just upgrade, you know, your black spindle. I'm like, I don't have any cores. I'm like playing with like a black spindle that's like 100 light too low, but I'm slowly catching up. I'm over 700 now, so
nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this fall. And this past year has been a little crazy. Just like I said, we had moved, and so yeah, I'm excited to get back into it. I still get to play though, but not at the level I want to be or that I was at, because I was that person before. I had everything, every gun from every raid, and you know, went for that perfect IS Luna roll just for months.
Yeah. And, you know, well, that's what's so cool about what they're doing with Destiny for the future with like new light and stuff. Not just new light, but just the modular form of Destiny rather than the continual like build up. Like, because I've experienced a lot of that with, I've created like some new characters to help people at lower level comp. And whenever you do that, you can immediately jump to like whatever the start of Forsaken is, like 300 something, but you can't, like, you have to complete all of Forsaken and complete all these quest steps before you can even do the 690 stuff. And it's like, that's like a year ago, you know? And so it is a grind, and it is hard to keep up. Like, I definitely get that. And I felt that lots of people I've talked to recently have fallen out of certain seasons that they didn't care for as much. And then they're coming back. And I think the new way that Bungie is directing the ship is going to be this way that we can just jump back in and kind of play with our friends and not be so behind. I'm really looking forward to that.
Part of it was like I didn't have that desire to play it like I did after like D2, like the first couple months of D2 I was all in, and then I was like, well, I didn't feel connected to my stuff that I was getting. I just didn't have that. I don't know, that magic wasn't there, but it's starting to come back, and I don't know how to explain it, but I'm like, oh, okay, I like this gun now. I don't want to delete it. Where before I was like, I don't care. I'm just deleting everything that I get. And some of the changes that they're coming out with, I'm like, I'm really excited for September, or even just now. Like, I know what we're getting is probably not going to be meaningful at all in the future, but it's still just fun to play and get, just to play and play with friends. That's the biggest thing. That's why I switched to PC too, was just to play with my buddies.
I like that small observation you made of that feeling of like, it wasn't important to me before any of this stuff, and now for some reason it is. And that's something really interesting that they've managed to do. And I can't really pinpoint it either, but there is certain gear that I have that I'm attached to, and there's like I care about certain items more, or certain roles, and it's like slowly coming back.
I think it's like it's a little realized perk. I don't want to say little realized, but talked about perk of I think random rolls. Like everyone had the fight over, do we need random rolls? You know, blah blah blah, and they got rid of them. But like, it's even the littlest thing. Even if you have a really good gun, but everybody has it, it just doesn't feel. At least for me, you're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go get my beloved. Like I have this other beloved, and like it's awesome. And other people like might say, oh, what do you have on yours? Like just those little things. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna get beloved. Oh yeah, you know what? I'll use that too. And then you're like, okay,
it sparks conversation.
Yeah.
Like, and it, like with random rolls and like random rolls, it doesn't stop there. You got to have like meaningful rolls, which they've like brought a lot more back in Menagerie or Season of Opulence, excuse me. And it gives your weapon an identity, something that you can identify with.
Like a fembot.
It's the for sure, man. It's the experience that that you can have when going into whatever activity you want to go into. You know what I mean? Like a weapon creates an identity, your play style, your roles are suited to your strengths. You know what I mean? Like, so that has a lot to do with it. I think it's even going to be taken a step further with the way that they're doing armor. And I can't wait to see like what changes are even going to be coming to maybe like weapon mods and stuff like that we haven't heard about, because it's got to be heavily focused on like RPG elements, which means you know, like, dude, I'm all in, man. I'm ready. September is gonna be popping.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, continuing on just about you, Dan, you know, you talked a little bit about like your time in Destiny and how it kind of brought you to this community, but I really curious to know, like, in a lot of our Twitter questions that we got asked of you were about what you do with music and Twitch and that together. And how you bring this energy and how positive your stream is, and how
dude, so good.
Dude, if you aren't watching Dan's
so
stream,
good.
just if you're having a bad day and you're like, man, I'm just feeling kind of down, like just jump into Dan's stream for a second and you're like, dude, I'm ready to go. Whatever I had next, I can get it done.
Not only that, but I was just in there. What was that? Just a day or two ago, I popped in. I don't really go on Twitch all that much anymore. We've talked about this. I just have fell away from it. But I happened to notice that Dan was streaming, and I went in, and not only, like Lego said, is it just, like, so much fun, but the quality of it, like, it's so awesome. Like, with the rotating cameras and stuff while you're playing, it's not just watching someone sit there. It looks like someone's filming a TV show, and it's like you see Dan playing, and then you see from the back, like, the drums, then it switches, and he's typing, and, like, I mean, look at my setup. Like, it's so much better. It's almost embarrassing for me, but it's so much fun. And I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if you caught it, but when I was like, "Hey, Dan, I gotta go. Like, I got some stuff to do," then you played like 3 21 Pilots songs in a row, and I wasn't able to leave. Yeah. I was like,
dude,
and he wasn't. He DM'd us and was like, "Dan's playing 21 Pilots. You need to get in here."
I did. Because one, I love 21 Pilots, but like, especially, I mean, all you guys are all into, you know, music and concerts and everything. Like, even bands that don't sound like rock bands on their albums, when you hear it live, it sounds so much more like energetic. You hear the drums, so like hearing the song but with Dan playing the drums live, it just makes it sound so much cooler. And I was like, I can't leave. Thanks. Like, I gotta stay.
So I'm glad you touched on two things. One, the quality was definitely one thing that I was gonna say of the streams, and when he plays a song that you really, really like and you stay for a couple more songs, and then another one comes on that you like, so you stay for a couple more. But something I guess that I could add to that is I'm gonna use a word here and people will laugh at it and sexualize it or whatever, but
penis.
It's one of the most intimate like streams. Like you feel like you're in the room. There's a lot of eye contact with the camera, which is like really appreciated by people. Like, you legitimately feel like you're a part of the conversation. Chat is beautiful, of course, you know what I mean? Like,
thanks, man.
Like-minded people attract like-minded people. It sounds like we're hyping it up a lot because he's our guest, but like legitimately, like, positive vibes is like what is the way to sum it up.
And
like,
the whole
really cool
intimate thing, the one thing I did forget to mention, in between songs, like when you're just talking, Dan, the music is like the best thing ever. It's like
the jazz band.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so like relaxing, and it's just like it actually makes me think of that time you did the like Jeff Kaplan and sat in front of the.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
yes.
like just chilling, just hanging out. It's just so relaxing. It's like the best elevator music of all time, is what it is.
Well,
yeah,
the reason. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, people, you see this a lot on Twitter when people are trying to get you to come to their stream. There's a lot of like, I'm having breakfast and chilling. Come hang out with me. Enjoy your morning. Like that's kind of people's vibes that they give out. Well, Dan gives that vibe, but then it is that vibe when you get there and you get in and he's just finishing a song and he finishes and he does some button thing and the camera switches and it's on his face and he's got his mug of coffee sitting there on his chair coming and brings it up and like, good morning, how's your day today?
I'm old man in it. Just
it feels like you're having coffee with a good friend in the morning, but like you're enjoying good music at the same time. And yeah, it's amazing.
The last things I want to say, because I otherwise I'll just go on forever. One, I do want to say, or ask you, I know the answer to this, but obviously you can't get to all of them, but you do also take requests during the streams, right? So like if there's something you think would be awesome for Dan to play, stop in. And the other thing that I think is really important for any streamer doing anything is the like authenticity and like the passion to want to be there.
Yes.
Just I don't remember which song it was, but one of the 20, I think it was probably Jumpsuit. And when you finished, you were like, "Wow, like that was a good one." Like look at me, I'm like actually like shaking, like I'm so pumped up. Look at my hands, like was super into it. Not just, "Hey guys, I'm gonna play this song." Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I love it, man. It's like I said, I've been doing music for a long time. I hate when people say this, but I'm blessed. But I've been really lucky to be able to do this as a profession for as long as I have. Performing, teaching, recording. It's like Lego knows. It's not easy to. There is no road that says like, oh, you just do this and this. You can have a job and it.
Yeah, I know the feeling, man. You're absolutely right. Like, the same thing with glass. Like,
Every year, you have to get creative on how you're gonna like pay the bills and all that stuff. So I started with a recording studio to do remote recording sessions, and that's kind of how it all started. But when I started streaming drums, that was my recess from that, right? Like recording is great and it's fun, but 99% of the stuff that I record for people is I would never listen to it. It's terrible. Maybe not terrible, but like every now and then I'm like, this song is really good. Most of it's like, okay, just another thing, or it's a lot of pitch stuff for bigger artists, people that sell their songs to really big name people.
Right.
So that after a while it becomes stale. Like I love the instrument and everything, but when I would stream, I'm like, I want to play that 21 Pilots song because it's really good and it makes me excited. So one of the reasons I've embraced this so much was streaming, is that feeling, how it's kind of reignited the instrument for me in the long run. Even performing, that gets, I don't want to say it gets old, but it's hard, going out on the road or just playing night after night after night and just being up late and having a kid I have 3 kids, and being married. I didn't want to be gone a year at a time anymore. Yeah. So that's why I love it. I get to do it. I'm in my house. I can come down and I can let it all out, and it's hard not to have a good time,
Yeah, man. I was actually gonna ask you about that because like I've talked about in the past, like creative mental roadblock. Like it comes in, whatever profession that you're doing. But so I'm in the process of like trying to get everything ready to set up out in the garage, get like a stream set up, kind of the same thing what you're doing, but with glass. And you totally kind of answered my question, because I was going to ask you that, like, because some stuff with glass is like super monotonous, like, doing the most simple pipe, like, and somebody who's never seen it before, it's like the coolest fucking thing they've ever seen. Whereas to me, I'm like, bro, I got like 99 and more of these to make by like tomorrow, and rent is due, bro. Like, but like it's cool that like the stream reignites the passion, because you may be playing a song you don't like, or in my case you may be making a piece that's kind of boring, but seeing people in the chat react positively, which they very much do, the energy is very high. Like, so like you could definitely come to the stream and chill, but if you're going to participate in chat, like prepare to get hype.
Yeah,
like,
that's
really
that's
cool.
the big thing, is the interaction with people, what you're doing, right?
Yes.
You know, maybe some people aren't going to be excited to see, you know, a drummer. Like, it's totally fine, but like, you know, if one of the reasons I kind of embraced it like I have and did the cameras and all that, because I want people to be a part of what I'm like. I nerd out with audio stuff and microphones and miking. Like sometimes we talk about it for hours, or learning about drums, but having those interactions with chat sometimes derails everything, but in a good way. You know, you just get excited. And because there was a point, you know, like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and it's like a dream job for so many people. But you know, you get to the point where you're like, oh, I got to record 10 songs today for, and you hear like the first, you know, because I always hear stuff as scratch tracks, like before everything really good gets laid down. So I hear coughing and everyone like burping in between like vocal takes and wrong notes. I'm like, oh, you know, so this is definitely allowing me to the other thing too is, as a drummer, and maybe with Glass too, I've never really been in a project where I felt like it's me. Like, you know, I'm usually there's a music director or an artist or a producer saying, all right, here's where we're going to go. This is all me, you know? So if I show up one day and I'm like, you know, I don't want to do that. Let's do this. Let's play around with something. That's like, just, it's been liberating from just being just that drummer that gets hired to do the thing. Like now it's like kind of my thing, and that's been a big bump to it too, you know? I still record and stuff, but I say no a lot more now.
Isn't that so true, how like all artists in some way need that release of creativity for themselves, whatever that is. And I've experienced that in this community through like editing like montages for, you know, Crucible or the Titan Bowl thing or stuff like that. Like that's all like my creative, like it serves no purpose other than to get the community hyped and for me to have fun with. You know, and then do you want to know what I do when I need a release? It's the same thing. It's like people will send me work too, but it's just through weddings or whatever, like, or business videos and stuff. Right. And instead, this is where I get my release. And I'm sure Wilson experiences that, where he has customers wanting specific things versus what he could make, that I've seen him get excited about. Like he'd come on stream before the podcast before he'd be like, dude, I made these things, and we're like, what? That's awesome, you know?
I'm so excited. If you're gonna stream that, dude, that's awesome.
Dude,
that's
really
like
cool. It'd be done by now, but like I gotta get a new kiln, because the one that I had in my old studio is just way too big and way too much power. It's like 240 volts or something like that. It's a massive kiln. But like, you know how it is, you know how life goes. You save up money, something happens. It's like, nah, dude. Like, you think you're gonna get ahead in life? No, like, So, you know, things like that have come up. But like, definitely by fall, we want to make it happen. And it's not like anything to like, try to like do something big on Twitch or anything like that. It's literally just the kind of same instance, like, help me get excited by showing people stuff that like really used to excite me, and then now I just kind of am jaded to stuff like just the simplest of things, man. Like I just watching some people, I'm like, oh, I wish I could be you right now. Like just, you know, like
I feel that
cool feeling of seeing it. Like,
I feel like streaming is one avenue to do this, but I feel like that's something that is a really good way to kind of reignite your own passion in something, is to share that with somebody else, no matter how it is. I mean, even not even music I make, but just music in general. If you get me talking to someone about music, it's like falling down the YouTube rabbit hole. You know, I think of one song.
We've done it.
And then I'm like, oh, look at that one. And then it makes me think of another band and a whole other genre. And I could go on for hours and days.
We did one night for like 2 hours, Hope. Yeah, you've done it. Yeah. And we were totally just like, all right, my turn. Throw you one. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saving that. Like,
that's what happens on stream. Like, because I'm supposed to do requests, you know. But sometimes I'm like, I'm not. We're like totally doing this now. Like just like hard left. Like we're playing like all of Lemonade.
About cars for half an hour.
Yeah, dude. Hope's getting a new car.
I even derailed Dan's stream. It wasn't on purpose.
But that's
not even
like,
your stream.
That's kind of what he was talking about, though. Like,
that's why I love streaming. I do take it serious. I don't want to say like I don't, and I just don't look at numbers or all that stuff. But I think part of it for me, some people try to do, like you said, being authentic. And if I sit down and I'm like, I'm going to try to play, I love playing metal songs. Let's play Meshuggah all day long. Like, I'd hate that. Like,
Meshuggah.
It'd be fun for like a little bit.
Super, dude. I haven't heard that in forever, man. Yeah, I used to be into it, man. Big time. Like,
but
freshman,
it's like,
yeah.
If it's same goes with I'm sure streamers who stream games. If you're streaming a game you don't like chat's gonna know that you don't like it. They're instantly gonna tell. So if we derail and talk about cars, like, I'm having a good time, and I hope people are there to hang out with me and enjoy that conversation too. Some people come in and they're like, why aren't you drumming? Why don't you should play drum? I'm like, if you're here just to like, go to YouTube or something for that. There's 1,000 videos of guys being super technical, but
oh man,
yeah, I love it. It's I have probably taken it a little too overboard. I'm surprised I haven't been divorced yet. We have all kinds of microphones that show up every now and then, and snare drums. I'm like, well, I
think we were talking about that at GuardianCon. You were like, things just show up at the door, and my wife's like, what's this Amazon package? Like, I don't know.
It was Prime Day, babe. It was 2 days this year.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
It's another camera. Must have fell off the truck.
The camera setup, though, for real, is
incredible. Super cool.
Like the way that you've got it to where it switches, like Hove was saying, one second it's got the wide view, and then you're focusing in on actually what your hands are doing or what your feet are doing. It's not like a lot of YouTube videos. If you watch a drummer, you like tutorial or something, it's a zoomed in like of their feet and then of just the top. But Dan has it like he has that, but then he also has it to where it's like swapping between different cameras as he's playing, and he can control it to where like if he needs to explain something or like there's a break in a song and he'll like keep his right hand going and turn to the camera to the left and start explaining something, and you're like, what, how's he doing this?
Well, that's how the whole thing that I wanted to do with this, like, me and my dad built this room. We cut all the lumber for it, and like we made it. I want people to feel like they're here hanging out. And like I said, I love teaching. I taught for 15 years. So I want people to feel like they're here. And I love watching like YouTube drum covers, that are well done and edited. And that's like what I wanted to try to just recreate, that vibe of like, oh yeah, you're here. It sounds good. You can hear what I'm doing, and just feel a part of it, whether you like drumming or not.
Well, you got it, man. It comes across that way. So it's an amazing atmosphere. I really love it.
All right, so we got some Twitter questions for Dan. There is one thing I want to ask you though, Wilson, before we move on. So I forget where I was. Maybe it was when we were in Orlando, but I saw a sign for a place that did glass blowing, and it was like Glassblowing Lessons, like come down, schedule a lesson, yada yada yada. And I wanted to ask you if you thought this was appropriate. For whatever reason, it listed things you shouldn't bring with you and things you should bring with you.
Yeah, man. Let's hear them.
I don't remember any of the shouldn't, but I remember the should because one of them made sense to me. Two of them. It was like it was like comfortable clothing, like not like dressy stuff. Food.
Yeah, not like acrylic. Like you don't want to wear like an Adidas tracksuit.
Well, trust me, you don't need to. Just hear me out because you'll be like, one was food. Because I guess it's like a whole thing, like you stay there for a while.
Oh, dude, it's a whole day experience.
Then the other one was alcohol. And I was like, this seems like not a good idea. Hey, we're going to teach you how to blow hot glass. Make sure you drink that bottle of vodka first.
So, like, it's not... Oh, wait, that was one of the things you should bring?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we can get fucking drunk, bro. Like, are you kidding?
But are you?
me?
You're gonna teach somebody else? Here, blow this hot glass after you drink this vodka. That seems like a lawsuit
after I
waiting to
drink
happen.
the vodka. I mean, I wouldn't recommend.
Oh,
that,
maybe
like,
that's how it works. You're bringing it for your teacher.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Gift.
Like, little drink, 5, 6, or 7, never really hurt.
That's
anything.
so Florida, though. That's so Florida.
I think it was. I think I saw an ad or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was interesting. And the very last thing before we move on, because somebody just said, Loki said in chat, I'm excited for cold weather so I can wear the DrumStone beanie.
Dude, I want to say thank you to Loki. He brought me, we'll get audio nerdy for a second. That was legit my highlight of Garden. He just, like, meeting him, he works for one of the companies that I adore in some of the equipment, but he brought me a knob from one of the anniversary things from API, the audio company, and I was like he's like, oh, it's just a knob. I'm like, this is it was the sweetest thing. Like, really cool. One of the sweetest things I've ever received. So you might not think it was like a big deal, but that meant the world to me. That was super sweet of him to do. And it's like a keychain with like it's awesome.
Apparently they're just cool. him and River both just really nice people, because they also brought me a bottle of rum and alcohol soaked gummy dicks for my birthday. Which
I know the way to your heart.
They know the way to everyone's heart. They got to Hove, they got to Dan.
Yeah, it was just really sweet, like to be thought of. Just like that means the world. Like,
it's really cool.
It's not really the gift, but it's just the fact that he thought of it and brought it that far. It was super awesome.
That's what's up.
But what I was getting at quickly is the DanDrumStone beanie, because I don't know if this came up last time, but Dan, have you ever played Pubg?
Oh yeah.
I've watched you and like Briar and Wilson. Like,
I'm
sorry.
Sorry.
Like all the.
So in other words, you saw us drop in Luda,
and just laugh,
kill each other,
shoot each other, and then shoot each other. Basically,
they were fun streams. I love them.
They were a lot of fun.
We had a good time. We had a good time.
But it was funny because there was with the very basic clothes you had, if there was like a very, very Dan looking outfit.
Yeah.
Because we'd even be like,
this.
whenever we'd change out, like make a character, it was like, oh, who's Dan? Who's DanDrumStone?
That was my only character. I only wore the Dan outfits. It was the long sleeve black t-shirt,
the black shirt.
I remember this.
And that was it. Like, I was like, this is my attire
no
for the
pants.
rest of my PUBG career.
That was
no
it.
Pants.
Did they ever allow you to change your character's name in that game yet?
I don't think so.
I don't know if you can change your name.
So
I've never
forever
played
Great's mom.
Oh,
but that's how like I found Wilson and all that was like, because I used to, when I lived in LA, like the time differences, Briar would stream, and it was like my early afternoons. Like, I'd get to the studio, be setting up projects, and I'd be watching you guys, and I was like, Wilson seems like a cool guy, and then I'd see him.
And then you met him, and you were like, oh, bad, I was wrong.
Abort.
No, that's what's like so cool about going to something like GuardianCon. Even for me, the first time was like, you meet these people that, like I said, there were so many people from your guys' clan that I was already following. Like, I'm like, I already follow you. like they're just, it's neat. It's special. It's really cool.
Yeah, I totally agree.
One of my favorite moments ever in gaming was when me, Wilson, and Briar, and I think Sweep was there. We're playing PUBG.
Sweep's
and we were
good
all in a
too.
car. Yeah, we were all in a car driving through by Georgia Pole, and one of them, I think Wilson, was telling me how, oh yeah, if you're behind someone in the car, your teammate, and you swing a pan, it'll fuck them up. And I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't know what that meant. I thought it was just gonna really hurt him. So we're just driving along, and I fucking hit him with the pan, and he goes falling out of the car. He died. And so we like circle back around. He's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "I didn't think it was gonna kill you." So me and Briar and Sweep are dying.
I believe the words "it will fuck you up," and it gets better. Okay, he's leaving out a key moment. All right, hits me instantly out of the vehicle. They cruise off.
Well, you know why I left out the key moment? Because you just cut me off.
I'm 6 out of 10. I'm 6 out of 10 mad at this point.
No, you're not.
All right. Yes. Blood was a little warm. All right. And they keep cruising and the Jeep's getting smaller and smaller. I'm like, I'm just not gonna fucking say anything and see if Hove's just gonna let it slide. And finally he unmutes himself and he stops laughing. And he tells him to come back around and pick me up. This fucking team,
as soon as we got there,
this whole thing unfold.
Oh, they were watching y'all?
Yeah.
And was like, dude, I guarantee you this was the conversation. Don't shoot the down guy. They're gonna come back for him. Sure as shit, they fucking come back and get me up, dude. And it is just a rain shower of bullets, dude. And we all get wasted.
Gosh.
At this point, I'm 8 out of 10 mad at Hove.
I don't believe
I'm
that.
kidding. It was fine. It lasted like 2 minutes.
It was
we jumped
really
in.
funny. It was like my sex life. 2 minutes.
This makes me miss PUBG, honestly. We can play games.
I haven't played any of the new map. I've only played the original map. No, I played the desert one.
Yeah,
that was yeah.
The other two are both better than the desert. But anyway, moving on to questions.
Questions for Dan.
Questions for Dan.
First question comes from Chibi Kim.
Chibi's awesome.
She says, you put so much passion and energy into your music and it shows on stream. I would like to know where it comes from and what keeps you going.
Yeah, I've always loved it. There's a good answer probably and a bad one. The good one is I genuinely just love to do it. It's really fun. The bad answer, it comes from like a pride perspective, or meaning growing up, you know, when I decided to do music professionally or go to school, or when I moved to California to do it, not my family members. My family was 100% behind me, but so many people were like, you'll be back in like a month. You're not, that's not going to happen. Like so many people, even to this day, still like, oh, so what do? You're still doing the music thing? And it's like, part of me wants to keep doing it, just to say like, yeah, I'm still doing it. Like, cause I can, you know, like,
yeah,
that's part of that driving thing. Is so many people will tell you that you won't do it, or that it's not going to work out in the end. But I don't know, that's a big driving part for me. It always kind of has been, because, you know, it's not easy, and it is very easy to go, all right, I'll try something else. But that's one of the big things.
I will say, I don't even look at that as the bad answer, and not even so much as like a pride thing, but like, I think that's really important to tell people who are looking to get into anything that isn't considered like your typical like 9 to 5, like in a workforce type of thing, because chances are, even if your family's behind you, a lot of probably the majority of the people you know are going to tell you, really, like, do you really think that's going to work? Can you do that? You can't do that. So I wouldn't even look at that as a bad thing. I'd say that's something you should, you know, be proud of more. I guess I did just say pride thing, but anyway, you know what I mean.
Well, there's different kinds of pride.
Absolutely.
That's what you're getting at. There's like the not humble, like, I'm using opposites. There's like the like filter, no, like they've got your filter on and you're not looking at the things around you, prideful. And then you've got the prideful that's like, I've worked for this and I'm proud of it. Like, I put in the time. No one said I could do it, and here I am. And that is something to be proud of. So that's awesome. That is one of the things that drives you even to this day to continue.
Yeah, I've always had a problem with authority, meaning like I respect like if I had a boss that was really cool and was really respectful to me and like polite and stuff, I'd, whatever you need, man, like I'm there 100%. I'll go to the end of the world to help people. But if people were rude or, you know, like, hey, go do this, like, I always had a big, like, if someone told me not to do something or to do something, I would always be like, well, now I have to do the opposite because you're a jerk about it. Like, that's just me and my personality.
That's how I feel with Lego.
So that's kind of like my whole life. I've just been trying to, you know, to do what I want to do so I don't have to deal with that. And I love this. Like, once I figured out that this was a thing, that I could be a drummer, like it's just been no blinders, just 100 miles an hour, foot on the pedal, you know.
It's inspirational, man.
Good and bad. You know, there's been a lot of like, you know, overdrawn bank accounts over the years. expensive, and being like, it's just hard. It's really hard. And I honestly don't know how I came out on this end of it, but it's definitely that's honestly been the big thing, is just being like, I'm going to prove all those people, that I can do it in the end.
That's cool.
Next question, we're going to move over to chat quickly. Mike the Iron wants to know why you're the best.
Mike is awesome. He's one of like the people that I met like in the CR Slack. He's just a sweetheart. And like I said, one of the first people to watch me ever. They were all like my Destiny buddies. He's a sweetheart. I love that dude.
I also do want to say, as I just went to Twitter again to get these questions, I do want to say that we always tell Lego how his profile picture is like very professional and like makes him look very astute. Dan might have you beat. It's close, Lego. It's a hell of a headshot.
I believe it, dude. With his camera setup, man, he's got it down.
It's close. Back to Twitter. Big Tater Tot has 2. What's your go-to music on Spotify? And name a band using only Destiny weapons for the name.
Well, my go-to Spotify right now is like Beyonce and actually Eminem. It's a little like those two together. Some Talib Kweli. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I'm really digging like the funky kind of R&B hip hop stuff right now. Just as a challenge as a drummer to emulate what those records are doing on the kit, because a lot of it's programmed and just the vibes on them. They're so percussive and so energetic. So that's my current playlist. But man, a band with Destiny weapons. I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Did that come from the Dust Rock Blues thing that was going around recently with who started it? Was it Log who started it?
Log, yeah.
I think so. Either him or Nim, somebody started it, and then it kind of just like took off, and now Log's on a big like getting all the Destiny musicians together. You know, he's really cool. Yeah,
he's super talented too. He's a really talented dude. I'd have to have Thorn in it somehow. Like, like I don't know, like 1,000-Yard Thorn or something. I don't know, off the top of my head, but
I feel like mine would be Necrochasm. Just that's it.
And you would be a death metal band.
Yeah, sure.
Like Scandinavian.
It's just such a good
metal.
name. Yeah.
or like a slow country band.
I think more in my style would probably be Origin Story. That sounds more like a good like chill band name.
Lone High Fixer from D1. Wasn't that like a
Lord High Fixer?
Lord High Fixer. That's what. And I don't like
That'd
it as
be pretty
much
good
anymore.
too.
I don't like it as much anymore, but
1,000-Yard Stare. That'd be a good band name.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Alone as a God. That'd be cool.
Oh gosh.
Be a dope band. I'm going to see Alone as a God.
Yeah, right? Like, that would be cool.
That's more hardcore than Necrochasm, I think.
All right.
I don't know, man. Necrochasm seems like the type of mosh pit that would fuck you up.
Yeah, man. Did you see
like a punk band.
Did you see that
of Shaq? Is that
I was saying, did you see the video of Shaq in a mosh pit this week? Just fucking people up.
Did.
He's so big.
It was awesome.
All right.
That was a Warped Tour, I think.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
I think it was Warped Tour.
Warped Tour still
That's
a thing?
awesome.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite questions. It's been asked of different people for different reasons. I'm skipping to this one because I really like it. Matt Grundy asks, if you could sit down at a bar and spend an evening with any musician, who would it be? They don't have to be currently living.
This is good.
Prince. Hands down, Prince.
Nice.
Very cool.
Like, I will, you talk about going down the YouTube just wormhole. Like, I'll watch Prince videos of interviews and just people's stories of Prince. Like, throughout my career, I've run into people and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I've worked with Prince," and I'm like, "Tell me everything." Like, he was so unique. No one was like him, and just there's very few people that I consider like virtuosos. Like, just they're masters at like everything about music, and he's one of those people. in my eyes. Like I'd love to.
Cool. Yeah.
I don't know. He probably wouldn't talk. I'd just be like, "Hi," and he'd be like, you know, just looking at me. But it'd be so worth it just to be at a table. You know, he's always fascinated.
That's a good question.
How about you guys? That's one we can all answer.
I think.
Go ahead, Lego.
No. I answered it before on the cast, and it used to be, I think, it would have been Darren King, I think, Mute Master drummer. Like, I have he's influenced me so much in, like, the things that I like to play and the grooves that I enjoy. But I think now it would have to be John Foreman, Switchfoot's lead guy, and only because I have accidentally one time, I knew their like stagehand guy for a thing in San Antonio one time, and I walked like I was going in because I knew that like he told me, come through this door, I'll meet you back there, we can hang out before the show and stuff. And so I like walked through this door, and there was a hallway, and so I just walked through it. But the end of the hallway, I thought it was gonna be like a room, but it was the stage, and I didn't realize. And I walk out, and Switchfoot is there sound checking, and I just walk out on stage, and I'm like, oh, hey guys. And like John Foreman stops playing and walks over to me and is like, hey, I'm John, and like shakes my hand like with the guitar in his hand and everything. And I'm like, hey, Levi, you know. And then like they get done sound checking and they like come talk to us, and they're like the nicest, most genuine, real people like I've ever met. And I was like, I could hang out with these guys forever, you know. And they like invite us out to dinner and stuff. And so I was like, after that conversation, I'm like, okay, it's John now. I would love to just sit down and just chill with him for a little bit again. It was awesome.
Absolutely.
Wilson?
It's a toss-up for me. I'm struggling here. Bradley Noel from Sublime would be a cool one. But like, really cool. Realistically, Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
I bet he'd have some amazing stories, though. Like,
will you
not
bring
just for the obvious fact that like you could sit down and like.
Can we give Wilson a whole group? He gets Willie Nelson, Snoop, and Wiz Khalifa.
Dude, that'd be
Wilson,
great.
Have I ever told you that I'm like best friends with Willie Nelson's sound guy's son?
No kidding.
Yeah, like from like. Not now currently, but like he was his sound guy.
That's amazing,
like, all throughout his career.
That's cool as hell.
Dude, so many stories, man.
Yeah, did I ever tell you that I know Miles Davis's son?
No,
I enjoyed.
He's my dad.
No, wait.
Yeah, right.
You do too. Wait. Aaron.
I was so excited when you guys when you guys, it was like one of your first few episodes ever. And because I listened to Kinda Blue probably once a week, that record, like that my kids hear it all the time. Like, so when you guys had him on, I was like, holy crap, this is awesome.
Seriously cool. Yeah.
And like Miles would be awesome too. Like,
yeah.
That's another just.
So I feel like the easy answer here is Fred Durst, right?
Yeah.
No. In all seriousness,
wow.
I didn't think when I first read this question the other day when Matt asked it, I wanted to think it through and I forgot because I'm dumb. My quick answer would probably be Claudio Sanchez from Coheed and Cambria, because I'd like to get inside. Like, I don't know how familiar anybody is with their music, but like all their albums like tell a story, and it's like this crazy sci-fi space opera thing. And it's funny because it's not just like it loosely tells this story. The lyrics to the songs don't make any sense as far as like normal songs. Like they're not about, you know, this girl you met and fell in love with. It's like saying lines in this comic, this story they have. So it's really like intense. Like I know the one song, the chorus or the one part they keep yelling "Die white girls." And I remember when it came out, everyone was like, what the fuck? But like, it was like part of this story.
I remember that, yeah.
And that would just be really cool. One, I love their music. Every time I see them, I remember like I know they're really good, and then I don't see them for a few years, and then I go see them, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, I forgot how good they were live.
You've seen them live, a couple times?
4 times, I think.
That's awesome. I have a story about
dude's
them.
normal voice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was at NAMM. NAMM is kind of like the big music
drumming GuardianCon.
Yeah, they show off like all the new gear. It's for the new year coming out. All the companies go to Anaheim every year, and they just show off all their new stuff. Well, Taylor Guitars, I think they endorse the band or something. And I was walking just like out. Taylor has like their own room at GuardianCon. They're a real big guitar company. And you could hear him. He was sitting singing. He was doing a little mini performance at the booth, but you could hear him from the hallway. And it's a big convention, but a big room. He wasn't mic'd up. He was just sitting doing like an impromptu performance, you know, with a guitar. He was trying out some new stuff and just started singing. And holy crap, that dude is loud and clean. Like his voice is just, he's so in control of his voice. You know, if you're into like music or singing, it's hard to like just go. But you could tell he was just sitting down having a good time, and then just this crowd just went and just it became like a little concert. He played for like 30, 40 minutes. It was really cool.
That's really cool.
So he's loud. He's a loud dude. in a good way.
I will also say, I don't know how much you guys pay attention to them, but one of the things that for me, and I didn't realize it until he came back, but their original drummer left for about 5 years, and they put out at least one album. And you know, their stuff is kind of like prog rock type of just weird, and then they put out this album that was like very much more like straight rock, straight metal type of thing. And I didn't realize it till he came back. And I think the biggest distinguishing thing for them, for me, other than Claudio's ridiculous range on his voice, is their drummer. If you listen, especially their older stuff that's a little bit more off, he doesn't even like, he almost plays like the melody with a lot of his stuff as opposed to just like having a beat. Like he does all this like really cool stuff. And when they lost him, and actually I believe for that album Taylor Hawkins recorded with them from
Did he
Foo
play
Fighters.
with them?
I believe he did their album
Nice.
I forget which one. But it's still great. I mean, he's a great drummer, but it was very much more just kind of like keeping the beat as opposed to doing this really weird stuff. And he's in that
indie band, something, that little indie band, right? Foo Fighters,
something with that guy who was in that other little even smaller band. But yeah, it's, if you ever get a chance, Lego, you're not super familiar with them, are you?
No, I mean, I listened to them some, and I had my friend growing up that I played music with was super into them, so I was always
like we talked about earlier, you done fucked up, because now I'm going to be sending you all kinds of fucking Coheed stuff. Just listen to this, then listen to this. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you that because I think he kind of sets their stuff apart a lot for me.
Yeah. Well, I'll listen to a lot of music just because of, 21 Pilots, let's say, like he's an amazing, vocalist, lyricist, and their songs are really cool. But I love him because of what the drummer does. He doesn't do anything crazy, but he uses the instrument, like I said, to make those songs come alive in a way that if, let's say, I was to play on that record, it would sound a lot different and probably a lot worse because he's magic with how he makes those songs come alive, the different beats and stuff like that. So some drummers definitely inspire guitar parts or vice versa, that conversation. So yeah, they're a really good band. Really, really, really good band.
We got a couple more. Try to get through these ones a little bit quick. I know we're going pretty long. We got to get to the TWAB, but Lady Guardian Sarah asks, how much of a physical fitness routine do you need for playing drums, and what's your routine like?
I know that there's probably an answer I should have.
Coffee?
Yeah, I there was a point where when I was really practicing, like I was in college and really trying to cut my teeth to get into the industry, like I was practicing probably, I'm not kidding, 10 to 12 hours a day. Blisters, bleeding hands, wrapping, soaking arms in Epsom salt, doing that sort of stuff. Now I feel like it's more maintaining the muscles that I'm using. So I'm not that, and I'm getting older, so for me to go out and work out, I'm tired by the time I sit down to play. I'm starting to feel it, like the elbows and the shoulder I go out and do reps of something, like it's just gonna hurt, you know. So I have to. I stretch. I'd say stretching is the biggest thing for me. Yeah. In little warm-ups I have, like opening, closing my hands real fast, or just little things, little hand warm-ups that I do in certain feet things. But I'm not running. I hate running. My wife does like Ironman crazy marathon stuff, and like that's not me at all.
You know how people say like the only time I run is if I'm being chased, and that's like a haha joke, funny. I don't even think I would run at that point. I'd be like, fuck it. Like, you can have me.
You got me, man.
You got me, dude. If I don't have a car there, like, you win. Take what you want.
Yeah, like I again, it's just not working out. I'd get bored. Like, honestly, like I can't
I work hard enough at work. Good.
Yeah.
I don't believe you. Last two, well, there are a couple parts. They're both from Azrael Speaks. First one is, what is the most complex piece of music you've ever tried to play? Did you succeed, and how long did it take you to learn to get it?
What comes to mind instantly is in college, the Rosanna Shuffle. There's a song by a band called Weezer. Actually, it's Toto's Rosanna. It's very hard for a drummer to play, and I was very into like punk and metal back in that time. So playing like an 80s like ballady song was weird. It's just a weird groove that a lot of drummers have a hard time with. And our teacher at the time that was teaching it to us said, you're going to have to play this at the end of the semester. So, you know, start now. He gave us 3 months, and I'm like, how hard can this song be from the 80s? Like, whatever. This is probably, I didn't know the song. And then I sat down and listened to it, and I tried to play it. And to play it properly, it takes a lot of control, a lot of finesse. There's a lot of different accents. It's a simple beat in theory, but it's really hard to play. It was really hard for me, and I had to practice a ton. I did play it, and I did pull it off.
Nice.
But that was probably at the time the most, you know, maybe you're thinking of like an answer that's like this song that's in, you know, 47/32 time and crazy things, but that stuff isn't as hard as sometimes like just making a groove that might not be crazy, but making it feel the way it's supposed to. Right. And that was really hard for me at the time, because I had never done that before. So I was really sweating that and like not sleeping good. Like that beat kept me up at night for at least 2 weeks.
I do want to go right into the next question because of where you just ended that one. When you were saying about kind of finding a groove that works and you feel it and all that stuff, because the last question is, also from Azrael Speaks, have you ever heard something, got into the groove where you can feel where the drummer is going next, but then there's a complete change that you didn't see coming that felt jarring but natural? What was it?
I'll give you an example. Recently, there's a song called, I think it's 6 inches. It's a Beyonce song. I think it's that song. You know, the first time I heard it, there's all these things, and then it slows down, like almost like you're hitting slow motion, or, you know, when like I say this on stream, or like some drummers do this where it's like a car chase and it's all crazy, and then there's always that right when they go in the
Inception
water
moment when you
fly
and
everything. Yeah, it's crazy, and then all of a sudden it's like right. So some songs have that's just popping in my head, but it happens a lot on stream with requests, songs that I've never heard before, because I improvise to everything for the most part, unless I know it.
Which is super impressive, by the way. Like watching that is really cool.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes, because it's like there's no way, you know, I can predict anything. Yeah, like I'm not that good, and I don't think anybody could. But to get into that mindset of another musician, sometimes it's fun. But yeah, when those happen, it is like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming. Sometimes it's cool, and you're like, that's awesome. And sometimes you're like, that makes no sense. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You just ruined this really cool thing. Yeah,
that's like pretty much how all our listeners feel like when I start talking. The second one.
Yeah, but
they're
it's like,
oh, you guys had this good podcast. What the fuck just happened?
Yeah, but then you know, it's all preference, you know, because some stuff I've heard, I've been in bands where it's like everyone in the band is like, this is the best change in the world. We're going to quick go into this like metal beat and we're playing a jazz ballad. I'm like, this makes no sense whatsoever. So I think everyone's going to have their own different takes of stuff.
Yeah.
I think if a song in general, if you're bobbing your head to it and it's got that vibe and all of a sudden you're like what happened? Like, I don't like that. I think when a song starts, I think you should just be moving the whole time. Like bands like Tool, Meshuggah, those bands, they change like, their time signatures are changing, the feels, just everything about it. But the whole time you're bobbing your head, you can move. The crowd stays in motion. And that's what I was always taught, is if you look out at a crowd or people that you're playing for, or even yourself, if look in the window of the control room, if you don't see people bobbing their heads to even the slowest song or something fast, like you're not doing it right. So there should be some movement on the other end that they're connecting with you. So when a song loses that, it's like it's like a conversation that you just go, okay, I'm gonna go. You're done listening. You're on to something else.
I will say, going back quickly to 21 Pilots made me think of this. When I first heard them, I heard Holding On To You on the radio, and I was like, oh, I really like this song, and it was weird, and I was like, I'm going to check them out. So I picked up their album, or I downloaded it or whatever. It's 2000, whatever year it is. We don't buy albums. And the first song on Vessel, Ode to Sleep, kind of has that weird, like, it starts at this like weird,
I know what you mean,
crazy loud fast thing, and then all of a sudden it just dies down and goes into this almost like Ben Foldsy folky type, like duh, 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 and then it's like they're screaming again, but like it works. It's weird, but it works.
Sometimes I think you have to kind of get the artist too, right? Like if Britney Spears all of a sudden was like went into like a metal breakdown in a song, you'd be like like, it was just super weird,
It worked because I forget the word they used when I first heard them. They called themselves like schizo rock or something, a schizo pop, that like it was this weird.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was something that might not be right, but that was the general idea, that things were just kind of all over the place, and it made I was like, oh, I see it now. I kind of get it. So that's all I got. Well, I will say quickly, because Gorniak asked this a lot of weeks and we don't always have time to get to it. He would like to know, Dan, if you were going to get a full body tattoo from neck to your full body, what would it be?
Oh man, I do. There are like certain tattoos that like I would like to get eventually. The moon, and like family reasons, like my grandpa, we'd always joke about like lassoing the moon as a kid. I'd love to have like a tattoo with like a lasso going up to the moon or something.
That'd be cool.
And, like I love like pine trees. I kind of grew up on a Christmas tree farm. So like my dad's got a sawmill. That's kind of what I do now on my off time, is go up and help him just mess around, fart around with trees and stuff.
Nice.
Like just have like I love like mountains and forests and stuff. So I something to that regard, like a mountain scene, I think, with the moon.
That's a cool answer.
Yeah.
And
then like mom and
I would say most of the time when we answer this question, it involves somebody's face with like their mouth near your crotch. So your answer was way more.
I've thought about this a lot, actually. It's just going to do it and stuff, and they're expensive. Tattoos are so like really good ones.
Oh, speaking of tattoos, did y'all see DMG got his 2 tattoos from the community? From raising Bungie's stream of raising money for St. Jude's. He got the Lord Shaxx "I made this for you" medal on his arm, and then also the Crucible like normal medal. I just thought it was great.
That stream was awesome. Like I remember I was down here working, and I'm like the whole time just mouth open. You could just I wanted to see the back of that, because they were trying to come up with like random things on the fly. They're like, crap, what do we do now? Like in 30 minutes. So I would have loved to see like just everyone running around going,
I'll do this, I'll do that.
Yeah. The best thing ever was getting Dave Samuels though out there like doing his emote impression. That was so good, just commentating on everything.
That's what I was thinking. Like, was he at lunch like this?
Yeah.
Okay, what? Like,
we need you to do this now.
Yeah.
Well, we talked a lot about preferences a second ago, and like, you know, with music and everything, but what are y'all's preferences coming with the Solstice of Heroes? Do y'all like the gear that they're showing off in the TWAB? And they gave that little preview breakdown of everything that's coming in the Solstice next week, and it's going on for a month. I didn't realize that event goes on for a whole month. I remember it now that it's happening. Last year went on for about that long, but some of that stuff looks dope. It looks awesome.
Yeah, whatever that meditation thing was, they kind of showed like that. I think it was called like the meditation, and it showed like the little platforms.
Aerial, it's the ED. They named it. Hold on, it's the they called it the European Aerial Zone instead of the EDZ. It's the EAZ. It looked awesome. Yeah.
Totally. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Actually, I want to get the armor on all my characters. Like, it looks so good. And I heard that like the ornamentation that you get through like Eververse packages or whatever, like whatever engrams we're gonna be getting,
the chrome,
it'll stay around after the event.
That's
awesome. That's what we've always wanted. So that you could be like, oh, that dude's rocking the Dawning gear from 2018. Oh, that guy's rocking the 2019 Solstice armor. You know,
well, that goes in with. Correct me if I'm wrong. That was part of the thing. Like, all the Eververse ornaments will like they'll go back, and you'll be able to use those in Armor 2.0, right? Didn't they announce that a while ago?
I think it was like Eververse. I don't think it was ornaments. I think it was like actual Eververse gear that
they will become ornaments.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yes, they will. Okay, yes. So
this gear isn't Eververse stuff. This is but it is stuff that you'll get in Armor 2.0, because this gear, once you acquire it all, it'll become, once you get the legendary set, they said, and you earn that, because it's not an Eververse thing, it's a thing you earn in game, then it unlocks it for you in the next season for Armor 2.0 at the gunsmith. You'll just be able to go and pick it up and hopefully use the chroma on it too, like
That's
the
what I'm saying.
stuff.
I'm pretty sure the chroma is what you're gonna get through Eververse packages.
Yes,
I was saying through the whatever engram they have, the Solstice engrams or whatever. But my point saying, I heard several people talking about on YouTube, like Aztecross and Rick Cacus, a few other people. And they were saying that chroma or whatever, you're going to be able to keep on your character afterwards. So dope. We need that. It's fun. It's more identity, you know?
Did you see all I saw was like a drawing. I don't know that it was an official thing, but did you see some of the ghosts they posted? Like, one was like a beach ball. One was a ghost sitting in an inner tube.
So
they were, like,
good.
Very cool summary. And like, that's the stuff ever since Eververse, even when we had a big problem when Eververse first started. And I know it's not great. No one's happy that there's Eververse, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But we talked about, like, just put silly shit in there. Like, make it as goofy as can be. It doesn't have to just look cool and fit the game. It can be fucking nonsense. And they're finally, like, embracing that.
See, we're getting our cool friend back, right?
That's right.
From high school.
Yes,
like
right.
So
this is like Wilson who when he doesn't smoke weed versus Wilson when he does.
Oh, okay. I was like, when has that happened?
GuardianCon. I was there.
Yeah, it was a couple days, but we made good on Sunday. But like the shit, I lost my train of thought. The chroma
point made.
Point
made.
Hove gotta get his me up. Quick. Hove messed me up. Oh, sorry. Lost it. Completely gone.
So, no. The silly stuff. The
yeah. That's what I was going to say. Oh, my God. You nailed it. You're killing it. That's what I was going to say. That tiny little sparrow. It looks like you, like, pop a quarter in and it's all
it looks like a wave runner.
It reminds me of something like outside of like a Guardian Kmart where they would like pop a quarter and you put the little Guardian in it.
You're describing, somebody made that on Reddit. Did you see it? They photoshopped a kid's playground in a little spring thing, and it has the Wave Runner sparrow on it.
That's
like
really cool. It does look like a Wave Runner too. It's like a Sea-Doo.
I just saw a Shooting Stars like meme of it today. Someone made that already. It's just
Triple Reg had a pretty good one like
that's
that.
It.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to freak out, but like you nailed it. That was my train of thought. It was almost like, dude, all right, I'll toss you this layup here. Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I love that stuff. I I'm wondering if we'll get any. They didn't say anything about weapons. It looks like all armor and all like silly stuff, ghosts and whatnot, which all that looks great. So I'm excited for it. And the fact
I wouldn't
that
be surprised if there's one weapon.
It would be nice, like the way
a lot of the
Halloween
have,
event.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
so that would be cool.
Even the didn't that stupid one with the grenade spam? Didn't that have a weapon even?
There was the Cupid bow from the Valentine's event. I don't know about the grenade.
The Revelry or whatever.
Revelry, the machine gun. That was the first time we got the heavy machine gun.
No,
that was
Thunderlord.
That was Avalanche that we got from the Dawn.
Maybe it was Thunderlord.
What was the Revelry weapon? Somebody in chat has to know. Gorniak, where you at, dude?
Wasn't there? I could be wrong, but I swear there was a weapon. I mean, I don't know. I might be making stuff up.
There was something really ridiculous.
It was Arbalest.
Arbalest, yes. That was cool.
And that wasn't even like a real event. That was just like, here's a bunch of you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a weapon.
I agree with Dan though. The part that excites me the most is that just the map of like what they showed off, all the floating island and the like. I want to know, what is that place? What like, it looks awesome to roam around in and everything. So I want to explore that place.
It's gonna be
great.
Plus,
like the sun was setting, it looked pretty.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like mountains and I love Earth. Whenever I have to go to like Titan, I'm like, oh, like. So oceany and rusty and gross.
To be fair, if you don't pay attention to what you're supposed to do and you just look out at the water's kind of nice, but
it is cool. But Titan? I can't. Yeah. I can't get over the fact that like
terrifying,
on my way from point A to
it doesn't look calming.
yeah. On the way from point A to point B, I'm gonna fall off the ledge like 3 times. That's the way it is.
Well, I do like the armor, like Wilson was saying. I hope there's a shader kind of with that armor, because it looks like that white, gold, and black look, and I bet there's a shader with it. So I'd be excited for that. I'm excited that the Titan armor doesn't look like it just has like a jock strap that you're wearing on the outside on the front. And I like the emotes at the end too. They show off these emotes, and they all look cool, but for me, like the Titan one, just it speaks to me.
Of course it does.
So.
Hey, I was wondering before, what's that green shit you've been drinking? What is that? Is that Reiki? Rocky? What the fuck is that word you gave me?
I'm not in Greece, Ove. I'm not drinking.
It's actually a Turkish drink.
Yeah, I know, but I had it in Greece. That's what I know it from. So I don't know where you heard that word. But...
when you fucking texted it to me and made it one of my words today.
So that's about it for I mean, I'm sure we could talk and speculate about what this event's going to be like, but we're excited to play it. Oh, the Sparrow too. That Sparrow looks awesome. There's going to be elemental buffs. We've experienced that before, but it was kind of weird the way that it worked the first time. And I don't know if I really felt the effects of it. Hopefully it'll be like a fun, like Arc is super powered today. And so run in with your Arc stuff. But we'll see. We really don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll be like a week thing, since it is all month, or how they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I will say, Wilson, have you used any of your words? A little disappointed.
Sorry, man.
Yours aren't even bad this week.
Dude, just quit being a wascally wabbit, all right? You just calm down, all right? Like, you come in here, you, like, hold on, where's the text message?
Now you're just, now you're being a dick about it.
Twinkle toes and, all that thing, thinking you're Jameson all hot and stuff, like, come on.
Thinking he's Boris Yeltsin. Who do you think he is?
Right?
Did you say Boris Yeltsin?
President of Rezocast.
Boris Yeltsin? Do you maybe mean Boris Yeltsin?
Who's that?
Oh, God.
The only Boris I know is from the movie Goldeneye, the guy that would, like, spin the pen around really fast.
I actually know a kid named... Well, he's not a kid anymore, but I knew a guy named Boris. Funny story. He was the oldest of 3 brothers.
Oh, no.
One of them was named Boris. The next one was Constantine. They were both born in Russia. The third one was born here, and they named him Dan.
Yeah,
and so when they referred to him as American Dan. Like,
that's funny. So
like,
his brother's like, oh, he has an awesome, majestic American name, and he's like, dude, my brother's names are pretty cool, and I'm just Dan. Like,
so they call it, like, they'd be like, yeah, we're going out, me and American Dan. I got to take American Dan to school.
That sounds like a good band name. American Dan.
Yes, that's great.
That is pretty good, actually.
There's something.
They're a Russian metal band.
Yes.
We mentioned the I'm cutting in and out so bad right now. I'm sorry, all.
Your audio is
delayed.
Your voice is fine.
Okay. So there's something else that's awesome other than the look of all the Solstice stuff is the emblems that they're passing out for past events with the Lord of Wolves. They showcased what that emblem looks like, and not only that, but they added on an emblem for the laser tag weekend that they had of trials like a long time ago. But it looks awesome. It looks so good. So
can I ask you guys a question? Because let's be real, my memory is a little hazy here. All right, was PC Trials a thing when Prometheus Lens was?
Yeah.
Yes.
What, for sure?
Yeah.
Fudge. I may not have that.
I was gonna say I think I have it on PS4, but not on.
And that's when I was actually like super excited about RIP. I'm pretty sure that's when I was playing a lot of PC with like Briar, Gary.
You would. I feel like you would have gotten it though because they specifically made Xur sell it so that everyone could have a chance to use it. So
I don't think I like cared. Like when I played PC back then, I went like straight PC. And
I think it was like Warmind time-ish, wasn't it? Like when Warmind came out, somewhere around there.
Maybe yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get it. We'll find out. To be continued. Update.
They list the dates on here somewhere.
And someone was saying you could go in your history and like see somehow if you played a game on the, like Bungie didn't say that, but I saw people on Twitter talking about how to look that up. But that emblem looks awesome. Like I am so hyped with how it looks. It looks like one of the coolest emblems.
Yeah, phenomenal. And I'm gonna be a little bummed if I don't get it.
Yeah,
I'm not. I would be too. But you know what? There's gonna be a bunch of cool ones coming with Shadowkeep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'm. Just tell myself that, I guess. Whatever, I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be awesome. Okay.
It's gonna be like a lot of spooky emblems. I bet, like red, gray, spooky, scary things. Edgy.
I do hope that there's like some more. I don't feel like we have a lot of like super clean emblems in D2. Like I feel like there were in D1 there were some like the refer a friend one in D1 was this like. It was like a bunch of stars and like it looked like space almost, and I loved that emblem. It was so cool. And we don't have like two like the one now.
Question though,
what
are you gonna take off your movie the week emblem anyway?
Yes, I do it all. I do.
No,
it's fun to like rock
playing another account that doesn't have the emblem does not count as taking it off.
I'm talking about my own account. Just the other day,
I rocked. How many accounts do you have now?
A lot.
Did you use the Rezocast email for one of them?
I did.
I know.
Yes.
Because I got one of those things. It woke me up, and I'm sitting there. I didn't realize it was the Rezocast, and I was like, "Who the fuck is signing in to my thing?" And I was like, trying, and it kept telling me the password was wrong, and I was like, "What's happening?" And then I looked, and I was like, "This is the Rezocast email." I was like, either A, it's Lego. Or B, someone hacked it and whatever. Like there's.
You're a smart guy. You figured it out. I knew you would.
Because I've seen other times when you sign into things, but it usually says one of a couple towns. Like it tells you where the sign-in was. Yeah, I don't know. Also, I've had someone sign into my Twitch or try to sign into my Twitch from India twice in the last like month.
Dang, that sucks. I had someone hack into my Netflix account and like in Mexico or something and change it to all Spanish. And I was like trying to figure out what was going on. I had to have them like change the email and everything.
I used to do that on people's phones. I used to take their phones, like people I actually knew, and I would change it to Spanish.
I had a student do that to me once, and I was mad. Like, because I didn't. And the student, I think he changed it to Chinese, but he knew Chinese, so he was just like, I could change it back like really quick. I'm like, do it. And he's like, no. I'm like,
I'm gonna hurt you. Do it.
Because I used to use my phone to play music, so I'd leave it unlocked on thing. I went to get coffee.
I also used to take people's screens at work and like flip it vertically and horizontally. So like the mouse, like with the mouse, so it would like the screen would be upside down and the mouse would still be moving correctly. It was a mess.
Oh gosh, that's messed up. That
became hard for me to even change it back. They'd be like, "Just do it." I'm like, "I'm trying."
Oh man. Okay, just a few things left in the TWAB here, because they did the patch 2.5.2 is coming next week with Solstice of Heroes, and basically they're fixing Lord of Wolves, decreasing its effective. I don't even feel like I need to read this stuff because it's so generic, like the decreasing the range and decreasing this decrease is more aggressive when the release of the wolves state is active. And we don't know what that's gonna feel like until we actually play with it. We just know everybody wants Lord of Wolves fixed. Like it's pretty unanimous, you know.
Yeah.
But the thing that is important is if you did the glitch for Tribute Hall to like complete all the triumphs, there was a glitch you can do that with. And they're saying that it won't count towards your progress. You'll have to like do it legit. And
does
then
it just like hold off your use of the catalyst? Right?
Say what again?
Does it, if you did do that cheese, like you could still use bad juju, right?
You can still use bad juju.
The catalyst is how I read that, but
yeah, it's you can still use the stuff like bad juju that you got. It just doesn't complete your triumphs that you need to get the title for the seal for that the season. Not Shadow, but the new seal for Solstice of Heroes. And then also some general stuff is they're fixing the invisibility issue that everybody's been facing in the Crucible. Hopefully that will fix the respawn thing too, because that's been a problem where like you load into a comp match and I've had people leave because they just can't load in and they don't know that if you just go to your objectives, it completes the bounty and it lets you load into the game. So if you're having invisible players or for now, until they patch it, if they have invisible players or if you can't load in, just go to your objectives page. It'll let you in. You'll be good.
Yeah, that's cool. I had that the other day. I was like, there's nobody there, and I'm
bad
dying.
News. Yep.
Weird.
It happens.
Look at those floating guns.
There is one super important change, I think, though, for me anyway. I don't have a to Menagerie Heroic like at all. Like I have no desire to do that because it looks really difficult, but they've added to where whenever you complete Heroic now, you have 100% chance of getting one of the swords to drop, which is only from Heroic on your first completion.
Yeah.
Yes. After that is 25%, I think, chance, which is still really good. So yeah, pretty cool. It makes me want to go in.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with Menagerie. Like, the first time I ever did it, I just solo queued it, and I must have been with just gods, because it was just like, we were done like 10 minutes or something. I was like, this is amazing. This is like so fast, and I did it the other night, and just solo queuing with friends, it's a lot better. But I was like, I'll just do like a couple. I was in there, I swear, for like 40 minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, you just keep going back and forth to the same rooms. I'm like, can we just? And like different people were leaving, loading in, and I was like, I'm not leaving. That bad pride thing. I'm like, I'm not leaving. I'm gonna stick this out. It just took forever. But so sometimes it's like not super fun, but.
Yeah, I've been there with the long Menagerie runs because sometimes it does. If you get a team that can't complete stuff, it can take like an hour. Yeah. Like it can take so long.
How long is your Menagerie, Lego?
Typically 6 minutes or so, like Dan was saying.
How does your wife feel about that?
She doesn't know about 5 Menagerie runs.
Oh no! Oh no! I wouldn't have expected that.
This got really bad. I didn't mean that for that to come out so negative. So that's pretty much it for the TWAB. I can't think of it. Like there's a video. You should go check it out. There's more information about the patch. Oh yeah, solo Riven stuff and an awesome cover of Riven song. Like you should check all that out.
That was pretty cool.
All looks great.
You still haven't made a video that wins me movie of the week yet. I just want to point that out.
I need your commitment, Hove. I need, like, when I text you an idea, you're, let's do it. Like, I need the DanDrumStone attitude of, like, we're gonna do this. Everybody says we can't, but we're gonna
Lego, you've won 3 times. No one tells you you can't. Has anybody else won more than 3?
That, though. I'm sure I'm positive.
Who?
I know that DFP's won a ton. There's been a few other people. TV I feel like has won multiple. I feel like there's.
I'm gonna find out.
There.
Yeah,
there's a lot, video editors out there, like Green and Gold, who did Crucible Radio stuff. Greeny, like he has produced several videos for different people that have won, so he's won multiple
I'm still
times.
gonna ask, and if it turns out no one's won more than 3, I'm going to do an entire episode dedicated to just talking about how many times you've won Movie of the Week.
I'm never leaving the podcast again.
In your defense, Lego, I got an emblem in D1 and I never took it off. I was very proud of that.
I didn't either, to be fair. The only other, in D1 I had another one that was close to my heart. It was either the alpha or the beta. It was like the green and gray one with the ship taken off, and it was also cool. Like really clean and nice. That was, I really liked that emblem too.
Well, if I get the laser tag emblem and Wilson doesn't, then I'll just leave it on my character and never take it off, so.
We have an update. Katie Ninja posted a link in chat, and I did not play that week.
Oh, no.
So, no. Yeah, you know what? It is what it is. It means I really am
on
liking
either
this.
Either one?
On PC, platform? But that's going to be lost come September.
Right,
anyway,
so if you got it on PlayStation, then you're going to get it when you move.
No, I got it on PC.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't get it on PC.
No,
I have a quick question
get it
for you
on
guys.
console, my bad.
Yeah, like, so I played on PS4 forever, and like all the way up until last summer. But it's like when September rolls around and we can like do the cross save thing. Do you guys what are you guys gonna? Because everyone's telling me to go with my old one, but I'm like, I don't want to regrind like anything that I've been doing the last year. Like, have you guys?
Don't go for the regrind. Just like if I was to be like, gear up, we're going in, we're doing a raid, we're doing competitive, we're doing heroic menagerie. What account would you roll in with?
Yeah,
that's the account. That's the account you pick to move forward.
Because there's like this old sentimental but all that I'm thinking, like, there's just the emblem, right, that we all got when started D2. That's really it, right? That's our connection to D1.
Yeah, it's not hard for me because I don't have much invested in the PC side. I have a trials completion, and that's like it, And on my PS4 side, I have so much stuff, so it's pretty easy for me. And I'm excited for cross save, just to jump back and forth and just play wherever people are. I've been talking to a lot of people about that recently. It'll be fun.
Did you pre-order your Stadia yet, Lego?
I haven't, but I've been talking about it, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Mine's ready to roll.
Man, I'm excited. I'm excited to sit back on the couch, put D2 on the big screen.
This is
just
my
chill.
Weekly reminder that if you A, are unsure about Stadia, or B, unsure about Destiny, when Stadia launches, you can play Destiny 2 completely free just in your Chrome browser. On Stadia.
Cool.
So if you
next year, not when it launches, but next year.
I'm still on the fence, man.
I'd get no work done. Legit no work done.
You can play it on your phone, and now I'm sure that Google's already done it, but with Apple's new update too, the PS4 controller is supported on the new iOS, and so you could literally play Destiny on your phone through Stadia. That's ridiculous.
Anything with a Chrome browser, or if you have a Chromecast on anything.
But then I can't play Pokemon Go on my phone.
You need that setup of all the phones on the card.
Bro, I'm
the old guy.
I'm 15th. I think I counted 15 phones. It's like I have 2 accounts right now. I definitely multi-account. Like it's something sometimes you got to do. Living out in the country, we don't have enough people for raids. But they've been freaking killing it this summer, dude. There's so many cool events right now.
Did you get the Mew armor you were talking about a couple episodes
back?
back?
Mewtwo armored, it's cool. It's not as good as the original Mewtwo. It wasn't as hype. Like, people were going nuts. Like, the local Discord was pew 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 right here, 15 on the way, 50 on the way, and then like everyone's like, oh, it's kind of mediocre. But they added this new feature in with like Shadow Pokemon, and then like Team Rocket has invaded. So like, instead of just going around and like spinning the stop and getting items, you can like encounter like a Team Rocket member, battle them. They leave behind their Shadow Pokemon, and you can like catch it. And it's got these like purple and like black flames coming off of it, and like you're supposed to purify them and stuff. And it's like, no, dude, these look fire as Shadow Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like, so it's cool. It's a lot of fun. I've been playing it pretty heavily again recently, but come Tuesday and / also September, like, it's gonna be all Destiny. So
nice.
No time for Pogo.
Well, I think this is a good time to let Hove say something he was gonna say.
I figured you were gonna move. I figured you were gonna move to, you know, these lovely mics and headphones. We were gonna close things out. I just wanted to give one more reminder, for anyone who may not yet. If you're in chat, I just posted again. If you're listening to this later, check any of our social medias, and we're gonna have a link to our new Discord. There's already 17 people in there. I mean, counting us, but
I'll be there.
I mean, there's people coming in. Come join. It'll be fun. Lego promises that everyone who joins, he'll get them whatever weapons you want.
This is not true.
I need a mountaintop. Is this where you get a mountaintop from?
Oh my gosh.
No, but not just Lego. Like, we'd like to do some stuff like whether it be sixes or private match. If we could get a whole like lobby full of people to just go fuck around once a week, or even if it's not once a week, if it's sporadic, to just go do private matches and goof around and all that stuff, that'd be a lot of fun.
That's so much. Private matches are so much fun just to goof around in. That would be awesome. So come join the Discord. It's gonna be great. Like Hove said, Blue Microphones and Headphones are our sponsor, as Dan was showcasing a second ago.
I have a couple Blue mics. They're good stuff.
Yes. So if you love the way that this podcast sounds,
baby bottle.
If you need a new pair of headphones and need like some amazing quality and need a new microphone like the Yeti, or one of their other amazing USB products, or XLR, you can find more about those at bluemic.com, and you can use code Rezocast to get 20% off, which is a great discount. So go and check out their website, check out all these products. Thank you, Blue Mic. We'll be doing more giveaways soon for some of these products, so be on the lookout for that. And then also, you can find more about Team Resolute at Team Resolute on Twitter, and which is our clan, which is kind of what started this whole thing. And then you can also find more about Rezocast, this podcast, at Rezocast on Twitter. We'd love to talk to y'all, and you can go there to check out the Discord link that Hove's been talking about. We've been talking up. But I am Lego, aka Legoli Flash, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube at Lego LE Flash. Hove, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch, both at Hove76 or twitch.tv/Hove76. I have streamed a couple times recently, like outside of the podcast. I did a thing, and multiple people came in and said, "What the fuck is this? Who are you?" Like, people that I know.
I used to love your streams, dude. I used to watch them all the time.
Agreed.
You guys are just really nice people.
No, for real, they're awesome. They're so chill.
I tell
that
people
check is gonna clear, right, Ho? Right, tomorrow.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I got you. If not, I'll send you.
Yeah. No, I used to watch like all the time back.
Well,
back on the other coast.
That's much appreciated. I don't know. I'll get back into it, but I have been doing that a little bit. You can also stop in here every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern when we do this lovely podcast. I guess that's everything for me. How about you, Mr. Wilson?
You can find me on the mean streets of Illinois getting all the shadow Pokemon. So that's the thing. I'm getting them all. Gotta catch them all. Bide my time in the Forge until Tuesday. So if you see me online and I'm in the Forge, it's not me.
I mean, it's you. You're just not there.
No, it's not me. For real. I'm not even at home, so it's not me. But Dan, where can they find you? Where can they find your awesome stream and hit you up on social media?
Yeah, everywhere. Just DanDrumStone. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all the places, or DanDrumStone. Like I've had that a couple times.
Oh, interesting.
Like DanDrumStone. I'm like, I'll take that. Kind of cool.
Never even thought of it that way.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
For real, you guys, go check out Dan. Go check out his stream. You should connect with this guy because he is amazing. If you enjoy the intro or outro music, that was also made by Dan because he is truly the man.
I will also say, real quick, I'm pretty sure I said this last time. You know, we always like to talk about like Lego's so nice and he's so wholesome and he hates us because we're not. He's nice and we're terrible people. Mm-hmm. Dan is so nice that he makes Lego look like a fucking degenerate.
You guys.
And I had
Thank you guys for having me.
I had to use.
Yeah, thanks for being here, man.
Degenerate.
Thank you. It was our pleasure, dude.
We love you, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Love you guys too. Yeah, well, I'm a listener, so it's so
Well, thank you, chat, for hanging out. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us on iTunes. We'd love it if you review, if you enjoyed the episode. And until next time, everyone, GG.
GG.
Bye.